Yo, what's good everyone? It is Railroad Cons here, and today we are back with another video. And in this video, we are finally going to be talking about the RoyalStrike platform fighting game concept. I was meaning to host this a long time ago, back in like January 10th, but I just wasn't motivated enough to continue staying consistent on this presentation. But now that we are finally here, I can finally show you guys my project of what I've been working on for about a year, because boy, like it's been hidden for a while now, but this is the time where I'm actually going to show you guys some details, some more information, and just so much more details, guys. So yeah, guys, now that we're here, we're going to go ahead and get started with this presentation, and hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, let's get started. Alright, so the first slide is that RoyalStrike is now a year old. So I decided, hey, it'd be very nice for me to, just go ahead and set up a little, video presentation for this game concept. That way it can have a lot more exposure, If you guys, enjoy these type of videos, these video presentations, I'll be sure to, maybe make more RoyalStrike presentation videos in the future. That way you guys can be, updated consistently on the game. You guys can also check out the RoyalStrike Adobe Spark website, the RoyalStrike Discord server, the RoyalStrike Amino community, and etc. Which the links to those the RoyalStrike social medias will be in a link description below, so you guys can go ahead and check it out for yourselves. But let's go ahead and go into the next slide. And I want you guys to keep in mind, before I get started, RoyalStrike is not in development yet. These are all just ideal concepts and may potentially change in the future. So all the things that I'm about to show you guys right now are all just ideal concepts for the RoyalStrike game. So just a heads up, RoyalStrike is not in development. And now with that out of the way, we can finally get into the nitty-gritty of things. What is RoyalStrike? RoyalStrike is a platform fighting game concept that takes fighting game elements from Street Fighter, from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and just combines them together. When I say Ultimate, I mean like Smash Bros. In general, right? It takes traditional fighting game formula and the platform fighting game formula and mixes them into one, kinda. So think of it as kind of like stamina mode, which is a mode for in Super Smash Bros., right? Instead of fighting your opponent with a percentage bar, they instead have an health bar, just like in traditional fighting games. So it's basically just like stamina mode in a way. Another thing is, when you see the art style for this game, where you're gonna see where the art style is headed. You're gonna see that style it's reaching. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Alright, now we are up to the next slide, and in this slide we're going to be showing off characters. So as of right now, we only have 4 characters for RoyalStrike, which are Cheiran, Braveheart, Cheiran, and Naomi. And as you guys can see with the art style, we're going for more of like an anime, wacky, cartoony like art style. And the reason for that is so that the characters can be a lot more appealing to look at, so that the characters can stand out and also look more iconic with their silhouettes. So on the bottom, you have characters that are currently in development, blockheads, right? So these characters were considered as final versions, but I decided to go ahead and remake them because one of my inspirations, or as I should say, someone who's helping me with like concepts and the ideas for the characters, he said that they were not blocky enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and focus on hey, they're cubes, right? They're blockheads, so they need to emphasize more on cubes, squares and blocks and etc. So yeah, they're gonna get redesigned soon. And on the far right, you guys can see a Samurai Ronin character. He's in development as well, so you guys will see him pretty soon. It's a little tease there. And yeah, we're now gonna for the next slide, we're gonna go into character role. That way you guys can know more about these characters. And yeah, let's go to the next slide. So the first character we're going to be talking about is Cheiran. So Cheiran Chea is a happy-go-lucky young girl who enjoys going roller skating. She's very flexible. While people do say she's full of life, her father also gave her karate lessons, so she's no joke when it comes to striking, right? So basically, Chea is basically the main character. She's going to be your beginner character, basically the Ryu of RoyalStrike, the Mario of RoyalStrike, right? And as you guys can see with the design, she has a hat referencing Terry Bogard, Mario. She also has roller skates, which is kind of similar to Sonic the Hedgehog. She will get a redesign soon, so yeah, keep a lookout for that. And yeah, you know, I didn't want her to just be this random girl going roller skating in a battlefield. Like, what the heck is she fighting for, right? But I decided, hey, you know, her father, you know, he's gonna go ahead and teach her some karate lessons. That way she's gonna have a point in fighting. She wants to take her karate lessons to the next level. And not only that, she's also very happy-go-lucky. You know, she has a bright personality to her, but sometimes she can be a little edgy. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, want her to be this happy-go-lucky character, but she can have a little edge to her. You know, which makes her stand out a lot more. This adds a lot more balance to her personality. And now for her playstyle, she's going to emphasize heavily on speed. So, you know, of course, she's going to be a fast character. She's going to be like a rushdown type of character, focusing heavily on pressuring her opponents and keeping them off guard. So, yeah, keep in mind that this is not the final version of the character, so they will change here and there. And yeah, guys, this is Chea. She's absolutely my best like design character of all time. I just love her design. It just gives her a lot more personality, and you know, it makes her stand out, right? Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, we're gonna go to the next slide. Alright, now on to the next slide. We're going to be talking about another character, Braveheart. And as you guys can see with his design, he looks kind of like Ron from Ninjala. You know, as you guys can see with the hair and just the overall general appearance, right? So, we're not going to read his description because I know his description is just bad, except for like the fact that he uses a pillow, right? So as you guys can see, he uses a pillow as a melee weapon. He also carries a mattress blow up mattress, and he can use those blow up mattresses to push his opponents away. He can also use them as a trampoline and overall just gain speed, right? And for his pillow, for the pillow, he can use his pillow to whack his opponents, of course. And for beast mode, which we will be talking about later on, when he releases beast mode, his pillow will become bigger, kind of similar to Ninjala, to where if you have enough shinobi energy, you will release a bigger weapon. So when it comes to Braveheart, he will release a bigger pillow, which will also do more damage, more knockback, and in general it'll just be much more powerful, releasing from big to small. So we're going to be talking about beast mode later on in the presentation. As you guys can see, Braveheart is going to be kind of like a rushdown character mixed with Roy in a way, since you know that's as far as I can like imagine him. And of course his story will be in the works. It's going to be changed along with his design as well. His design is alright. There's just some things that need to be tweaked up here and there. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Now to the best one, just my favorite designed character, guys. We're going to be talking about Cheiran. Now, Cheiran is a 19-year-old military student from Blaswadia. So you guys must be asking, well, what the heck is Blaswadia? Is that even a thing? Now, the thing is about RoyalStrike is that there are a lot of countries. There are multiple countries in the RoyalStrike world. So as you guys can see with the style we're going for more of like, not only like an anime like Whacky style, but also like a serious tone, right? It's gonna be like kind of realistic, like urban, taking place in urban areas. Now, she's a younger sister of Cheiran, which is her older brother. Cheiran has the God-given ability to release her guardian string, also known as freedom string. Now a freedom string is kind of like a legion in a way. It's kind of like a legion. Think of it as like astral chain, right? She's able to release her guardian string, kind of like how you're able to release your legion in astral chain. So as you guys can see with the design we're going for, her design is very reminiscent of astral chain. We don't have the visual appearance of the Guardian strings yet. Just know that there are Freedom strings and Torture strings. Now, Torture strings are basically an evil version of the Freedom strings. So yeah, now Cheiran's her Freedom string has the ability to transform from a Night string to a Lion string. So these Guardian strings have the ability to transform, almost like Transformers in a way, right? Now, she's well suited to be a bounty hunter once she manages how to control her freedom string correctly. You don't want those things to go wild in the city. They're supposed to protect the city, right? So, as you guys can tell, her story is, very serious. You can also tell with her appearance, she has that anime style, kind of looking like Link from from Zelda in a way. You know what I'm saying? With the little tunic she got, the hat, and yeah, as far as I can tell, Cheiran is very silent in my imagination. She's like the silent type. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of her design. So basically, you guys must be asking yourselves, like, hey, isn't the military green? Why isn't she wearing green? Well, in the Royal Strike world, the military represents blue. So blue represents the military in the Royal Strike world. So if you ever see somebody in a Royal Strike world wearing blue, that means they are in the military, which is heavily Cheiran's design. So let's go with her playstyle, right? So as you guys can tell, of course, she utilizes her freedom strings to fight, right? Now she's going to be focused on like long ranging. She's going to have to keep her distance. So once she releases her night string is a lot focused on combos, while her lion string is hard hitting, powerful. So yeah, there's a difference there. I'm thinking about like her beast mode. I'm thinking of like, hey, maybe her beast mode should be her lion string. That way, to where if she's in her normal mode, she'll have her freedom string, which is her night string, and when she's in her beast mode, she'll have her lion string. Yeah, there's gonna have to be a balance here and there, because if like this is a thing to where Cheiran is just gonna camp and you can't even touch her, Cheiran might as well go as to be like the best character in the game, like just overpowered, like Mewtwo type crap. But yeah, we're gonna go into the next slide. And now for the next slide, we're going to be talking about Naomi Jewel, which is heavily inspired by a significant other of mine, right? Now, Naomi Jewel is a stunning rock star from Tokafor, which is another country in the Royal Strike world. She uses the guitar to whack her opponents. She's part of a band called Along the Lines. So look out for more stunning tracks. Now, what that does, it creates this lore for Royal Strike, right? It creates you already like personally for me, already know what this world is going to be like. It's going to be urban. It's going to be realistic, kind of looking, right? Kind of similar to like Splatoon and Ninjala in a way, right? So as you guys can see, she wields a guitar to attack her opponents, kind of like Guilty Gear's A No, or is it I Know? Yeah, it's I Know. If you guys don't know who I Know is, she is a witch that wields a guitar, and she fights with it, right? Now, with Naomi, she's gonna take some inspiration from Chea, and it's going to be similar to I Know from Guilty Gear. So she'll be able to dodge in the air, she'll be able to dash in the air. She can also use the pointy side. If you guys don't see, the end of her guitar is kind of pointy, right? She's going to use that as kind of like a sword in a way. And she'll also pull out some speakers. That way, her guitar attacks can deal a lot more damage. Now, I'm thinking about her beast mode, rather like she should like if she should have like if she should release like a bigger guitar, or if she should like utilize speakers. So that's the thing I'm really struggling with, but I do have some of her moveset in my head. I can't like describe everything to you, but I do have like a potential ideal moveset for her. Speaking of movesets for these characters, I really need to like definitely like draw out like the characters' movesets for like future references. But yeah, as you guys can tell, her story needs a lot more work as well, and she's also Tokafor, also known as Tokanese. So yeah, guys, that's all for the character roles. Let me know what you guys think of the designs for these characters. What could be fixed. I know Naomi's. I'll probably change her up a bit. I do love her design. I also love Cheiran's design. So let me know for the other characters. Let me know what you guys think I should come up with. And yeah, that's it for the characters. Now for the next slide, I'm going to be talking about personal questions I'm asking myself when just making this game, right? Not making the game, but when I'm coming for ideas for the game, right? So my questions are, how can I make this game fun for casuals? Because we all know, with most platform fighting games, they try too hard to push the competitive scene. You see it all the time, right? How can not only with platform fighting games but also fighting games in general, this is why a lot of people just don't mess with fighting games like that, because it's too focused on the competitive aspect. It's too focused on the competitive side of the game, instead of like, hey, what are some fun things you could do in this game, right? What are the fun stuff, right? How can I make this game easy to play but hard to master, right? So I'm thinking of like some tech, like, hey, should I remove wave dashing? We all know that wave dashing is a thing, like a good movement option for platform fighting games. You can move all platform like off of platforms. You can use it to like escape situations and stuff like that. But for this game, I'm not sure if I want to add in wave dashing. I'm thinking of like a Smash 4 tech, like, I don't know, perfect pivoting or something like that, right? So I'm also thinking about how will I prevent players from camping on stage, right? Alright, so we all have those moments to where in stamina mode, right? So since this game is heavily focused on stamina mode instead of like the percentage bar, so we all know the objective of Smash, right? So the objective of Smash is to basically rack up as much damage to your opponent as possible and send them flying off stage to get a KO. But with RoyalStrike, it's not focused on percentage bar. Instead, it's focused on a health bar, just like in traditional fighting games. So if you guys play stamina mode, you're let's say that you're using a character like DK. He has no projectiles whatsoever, but if you're going against Fox, he has projectiles, right? He can just use the neutral B, which is his lasers. So like, Fox is really fast. So let's say you're chasing Fox around on stage, right? He keeps running back and forward and just shooting you with lasers in order for you to get KO'd. I'm over here running back and forward chasing Fox. Each side of the stage Fox is running, he's always turning around and shooting me with his lasers, and I'm always getting constantly KO'd. How can we prevent that from happening? And also, last one, how can I make this game stand out amongst other platform fighting games, even with the wacky nature? So I want this game to appeal to everybody, right? Now, I know that is not possible, but with most fighting games, like Smash Brothers, right? Smash Brothers isn't really seen as a fighting game. It's not seen as a fighting game for some reason, right? Even though it is a fighting game, it's not seen as a fighting game for some reason, right? And that's because it doesn't take the elements of like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Instead, it's a unique type of fighting game. It's a platform fighting game to where you're able to use your creativity, on platforms. You're able to like constantly read your opponent. And overall, just mix up your maneuvering options, your movement options. But since you have items, it's not a fighting game for some reason. It's still like, see, that's the thing. Like, it's considered a party game. But I don't know, man. It's all kinds of sorts of confusion. Smash Brothers is a fighting game. It is. It's a fighting game. Of course, it can be any type of game. It can be a racing game. It can be anything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Smash Brothers mostly is a fighting game. But let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Alright, y'all, so here we go with the next slide, and we're going to be talking about the gameplay. So RoyalStrike will play similarly to Super Smash Brothers, but with a health bar, a health gauge. So basically kind of like Smash Brothers stamina mode. So the stamina mode completely makes this different from the standard the main Smash mode, which is where you launch your opponent off the screen to get a KO, right? Now the objective of RoyalStrike is that each player is given 3 sets of 2 stocks. The player must deplete the opponent's health bar from 150 HP to low HP, then end the opponent with a strike attack, which will take away 2 stocks. If the player finishes the opponent with a weak attack or dies out of fighting rink off stage, only 1 stock will be taken away. So it's called RoyalStrike for a reason, right? So basically you have 4 directional strike attacks. You have your forward strike, you have your downer strike, you have your upper strike, and in addition you have your back strike. Now your strike attacks are your strongest move option. They are basically the smash attacks of RoyalStrike. You also have your weak attacks, for example, you have your jabs, you have your tilt attacks, also known as your whack attacks, and some of your specials may be weak attacks. So I'm thinking to where you have airy forms as well. You have aerials, so you have back aerial, you have forward aerial, you have down aerial, you have upper aerial, neutral air. You have all these air attacks. So I'm thinking to where if you release beast mode, though some of those weak attacks for your characters may be strike attacks. So for example, Cheiran's forward air. Think of Cheiran's forward air like Sonic's Project M forward air, right? So Cheiran's forward air is not a strike attack, but if you release beast mode, her forward air is now a strike attack. So there is going to be a lot more balance here and there, right? And also, let's talk about the health bar, right? So as you guys can see on the left, where Taya's stock icon, her stock icon is crying, right? You can see that it's not 0%. It's not the traditional Smash Brothers percentage bar. Instead, on the left side, mid left, you can see her smiling, right? So it's 150 HP, just like in traditional fighting games. So basically, not only do I want to appeal this to not only do I want this game to appeal to like the Smash Brothers crowd, but I also want traditional fighting game players to see if they can enjoy this game heavily, because not only does this make a lot of Smash Brothers references here and there, it also has some Street Fighter elements, some Guilty Gear elements, right? It really makes you question, will Street Fighter players enjoy this over Super Smash Brothers because of the the health bar? Who knows? We're gonna go ahead and go into the next slide. And this is where, things dive deep into the strike mechanic in a KO. So as we know, strikes are completely different from KOs. So think of it as kind of like Ninjala, right? To where the KOs give you less points and the Ippons give you more points. So you know how Ippons are heavily they are more focused on gum related attacks. So if you gum bind your opponent and whack them till they're dead, you'll get an Ippon. But if you don't use any of your gum related moves and you just go ahead and attack them, it's a KO. Now for RoyalStrike, it's a similar thing, right? So striking the opponent with lower HP takes away 2 stocks. So if you strike your opponent with a forward strike, a back strike, a upper strike, or down strike, which are your smash moves, you'll be able to strike them 100 if they are at lower HP. Now a straight 150 HP to death takes away 2 stocks. Now if you straight up 150 HP to death your opponent, that's a strike. That is a strike. Just like in Smash, if you 0 to death your opponent, that's a KO, dude. Listen, you straight 150 to death your opponent, that's a strike, y'all. That's a strike. It doesn't matter if you release your strike move. It doesn't matter if you use your whack attacks, your weak attacks. That's a strike, y'all. That's a strike. I'm telling you, it gets a lot more interesting. Now KOs, whacks, jabs, throws, aerials at lower HP takes away only one stock. So if you end your opponent's life with a whack attack, a jab, or throws, and etc., that's a whack. That's a KO. Now this is very now. How this differs from like the one above, the straight 150 to death. Now if you straight 150 to death your opponent without getting hit by your opponent, that's a strike. Now it doesn't matter if you 150 to death your opponent with a strike attack or a weak attack or a throw. That's a strike. That's considered a strike. However, if your opponent is at lower HP and you destroy them with a jab, that's a KO, which only takes away one stock. And now if you attack your opponent when they are at lower HP with a strike attack, that takes away two stocks. So you want the system to be more rewarding worthy, right? This way you won't see people, spamming, like the same old move. Now let's go with the last KO. Now destroying your opponent off stage, edge guarding them to the blast zone takes away only one stock. Now this, I'm kind of thinking about just like making it like take away two stocks or one stock, but we'll see in the future. I don't want to confuse you guys, but let me know what you guys think of this system. Will this make the game stand out? Is it a unique mechanic? Let me know what you guys think. Now for the next slide, we're now going to be talking about beast mode and what it is. So if you guys don't know what beast mode is, the beast mode is basically your rage mechanic. So the rage mechanic in RoyalStrike, how it works, beast mode. Alright, so rage is a mechanic that was introduced back in Super Smash Bros. 4 and also into Smash Ultimate. The mechanic is based on the more percent you have, the more knockback you do to your opponent. So if you guys don't know about the rage mechanic in Smash, so if you have how do I put this? It's kind of hard to explain, right? But let's say you're at 0%, right? You'll be able to do more knockback. But let's say if you're at 999%, I know that's a lot of percentage, right? You'll be able to do a little more knockback. Even if your opponent is at 0%, you'll still do a lot more knockback. And I apologize for the background. But yeah, I don't want you guys to get confused, right? Alright, so since RoyalStrike is based upon health bars, it's actually the opposite. The less health points you have, the more knockback, damage, and hit stun you do to your opponent. This mechanic simply helps out the player who has less health. This can also improve some of the moves of certain characters. For example, Blockhead. Alright, so we're going to go into Blockhead, right? 150 HP. Normally, if Blockhead releases a block, which is his projectile, it's at its normal size and is considered a projectile-based attack. 40 HP. With Beast Mode, when Blockhead releases a block, the size has increased, so it's much more bigger than it was normally, right? And it's now not only a projectile based attack, but it is also a strike attack. Now if you're at like 150 HP, right, which is your normal mode, your block projectile is not a strike attack. It's just a projectile, right? It does damage. But if you're at 40 HP and your opponent is at like lower health, you get to throw that block at your opponent and it is a strike attack. Your opponent will go flying to the I don't know, to the screen and just shake. Kind of like a ninja, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so keep in mind, when it comes to projectiles, you won't be able to spam them, right? Because let's say if your opponent is at like lower HP, right? Just spamming lasers with Fox, your opponent is not going to die. He's still going to live even if he's at 0 HP. Now what this does is it prevents people from camping. Now if you are at 100 like at lower HP, you'll be able to KO your opponent. But if it's like a hard hitting like a projectile, it'll be able to strike your opponent. Alright, so let's go for the last This will also make players aware that not only should you practice true normal combos, but you should also practice beast mode combos as well. That way there can be a lot more variety. So there's a lot more to Royal Strike than you think, right? The combo game is a lot more different. Now, let me know what you guys think of this. Like, will it make Royal Strike matches more intense? Will it cause less consistent games to the point to where the winning player loses? Like, let me know what you guys think, guys, because I know it's kind of like a serious topic in the Smash community. Like, not many people like prefer rage, the rage mechanic, and some people prefer it. Like, let me know what you guys think, because I know it's quite talked about in the Smash community. So let me know what you guys think. Alright, now on to the next slide. We're going to be talking about Cheia's sprite models. So this is Cheia, and if you guys did not see the gameplay I posted for the platform fighting game engine, it was created by Spring Roll Games, so please show him some support, guys. But yeah, I used that engine to replace some of the cube sprites for Cheia's models. So as you guys can see, we have her idle animation, the grab, and also the forward air I mentioned, right? So as you guys can see, her forward air is just like Sonic's Project M forward air. So if she's at normal 150 HP, she's able to release her forward air. It's just not a strike attack, it is a whack attack. But if she releases beast mode, her forward air will now be a strike attack, which can just send your opponent flying. Now the number 4, we have her block, also known as her shield. Now, you know how in platform fighters, when you shield, there's like a little bubble that pops up? With Royal Strike, I'm just gonna go for blocks. I'm gonna go for like little squares that protects the opponent. I'm also thinking of like some mechanics, like the kind of like the shield gum mechanic from Ninjala, right? It's gonna be kind of similar to that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And now we have the jump, right? So Cheia, that like not all of her models aren't finished, and the reason for that is because I will just be redesigning her soon. So I'm gonna start making new sprites for Cheia and other characters as well. Like, for example, as you guys can see here, I also have some sprite models for Cheiran and Naomi. So these characters will also be given resprites in the future. So I already have a resprite for Naomi, but not for Cheia and Cheiran. So yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time, and especially like coming up with like a moveset for these characters. Like, there's no problem with like coming up with like ideal movesets, but with animating them, that's like the hardest part. So I'm gonna have to like need like a team for that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna have to be wise, and also I know it's gonna take a lot of time to like really make these characters come to life. And also the coding, which I am taking a coding course for game design. So yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time. And now for another slide, we have stage types. Now for number 1, we have the good old Final Destination, y'all. This is like the Final Destination form, right? Of course, you have no platforms. You just have one big battle arena with no walk-offs or walls. This is a stage that is very easy to get gimped off. And you also have stage number 2. Now this is the battlefield type, which has platforms, very good for maneuvering on stage, and it's also easy to get gimped off of. So always stay when on these type of stages, always stay in the center of the stage, because if you're off stage, there's a most likely chance you're going to get 2 stocks taken away. Even if you get striked or 150 to death, you're going to get 2 stocked. Now for stage number 3, this is not a walk-off stage, but we do have walls, since this game is heavily revolved around health bars. I decided, hey, why not add any stages with walls, right? I do need to figure out how the heck can I prevent people from like infinites, like infinite combos and stuff like that, right? That's gonna have to be that's gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna have to be wise about this. And also for stage number 4, same thing. Uh, well, number 3 has platforms and number 4 doesn't. So yeah, those are basically the stage types. There are going to be a lot more stage types as well. These aren't official stages. These are just like stage types for RoyalStrike. So yeah, let's go into another slide. And for the stages, we only have one stage, which is known as Royal Way Interstate. Now, if you guys know, Royal Way Interstate is heavily inspired from Splatoon's Moray Towers, which is also in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So that stage right there, as you guys can see on the top, that was also in the RoyalStrike gameplay, which is the Royal Way Interstate gameplay. So that stage right there is also going to get a resprite. So for Royal Way Interstate, it's going to be your battlefield of RoyalStrike. It's going to be your main arena taking place in the interstate. And as you guys can see, it has that little urban feeling to it. You know, it's all happy-go-lucky, and you know, Royal Way Interstate is also the cover-up, like the background for the RoyalStrike art I created, which isn't finished yet because, you know, of course I gotta add more characters in there. You know what I'm saying? So it can look lit. You know, yeah, that's all you guys need to know about the stage. There is a lot more stages as well, so you know, there's not only just gonna be one stage. Of course, there's gonna be a lot of stages. Like, for example, we have the Striking Terminus, which is your final destination of RoyalStrike. Yes, guys. We have Rubik's Casino. We have the Abandoned Oratory. We also have Naomi's main stage. Now, these stages are not in development. These are just ideas. So they will be in development pretty soon. So definitely stay tuned for that. Alright, up to the next slide, we're now going to be talking about the music direction I want to go for this game. Now, as I've said multiple times before, this game takes place in an urban area. Like, it takes place in urban places and stuff like that. And as you guys can see with the style I'm going for more of like a Ninjala, Jet Set Radio, Splatoon type of style. You know, like anime type style. So, for the music style I want for the game, I want jazz, rock, dubstep, hip hop, pop, funk, trap metal, you know, any, like, almost anything works. I don't want to get my hopes up like 100%. Like, I don't want to do that. But, you know, it's like when you look at the art style, like, you can tell like almost anything works, like when it comes to music, right? So what I'll do is basically the RoyalStrike world is going to have like bands, kind of like in Splatoon, right? To where like there's all different types of music in the Splatoon world, which also means, hey, there's different types of bands producing these the music, right? You have Squid Squad, I think. No, Splat? No, it's Squid Squad. You have High Tide Era. You have the Chirpy Chirps, right? Now, we don't have any I don't have any RoyalStrike bands except for Toxic Mist, which is a metal band for RoyalStrike. So yeah, as you guys can tell, I really love like metal music. I like rock music and stuff like that. I also like hip hop music, you know. So yeah, I think almost anything works for the game. You know, that way, you know, the music for this game can have a lot of variety, you know. Now, I do have some music for like the like music concepts for the game, which was produced in Music Maker Jam, guys. I know Music Maker Jam. I know, guys. I know. I could be using something like FL Studio, but I'm not as skilled as my dad when it comes to making music, right? Because, like, I'm just saying. But, yeah, you know, almost anything works, you know? And also, we do have a band called Along the Lines, which is a band that Naomi Jewel is part of. So, yeah. What this does is that it creates more lore for RoyalStrike. It creates this world that, you know, that has a lot to offer. So yeah, man, that's basically what I'm going for. And yeah, guys, I believe that is it for this presentation. Thank you guys for watching, video presentation. Please share this with friends and family to give it more exposure. Opinions motivate me, keep going with this project. And yeah, man, I would like to, get to know what you guys think of this, to know your opinions on RoyalStrike, the characters, anything, guys. And your opinions really help me. It really motivates me to make this into a better thing. So I'm really looking forward to opinions and a lot of other things as well. So I know this presentation didn't hold a lot, but maybe in the next presentation, I do have a lot to offer. I do have a lot in mind. For example, I may potentially make a manga series. I don't freaking know, man. But yeah, these are things that are in my head that will also take a lot of time. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to what you guys think. And also, feel free to check out the RoyalStrike Adobe Spark website. Join the Discord server. Join the RoyalStrike Discord server. Join the join the RS Amino community and follow the official RoyalStrike YouTube channel for more consistent updates. And I'll continue to consistently update you guys on what's to come for RoyalStrike. And yeah, guys, I believe that's it for this video. Once again, if you made it here, I deeply appreciate you guys for stopping by, taking your time to watch this. And man, this took a lot of time to to make. And of course, some things here and there will change in the future. So yeah, if this game actually gets in development real time, things are going to be on the roll, man. And yeah, guys, I believe that is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Again, this is Rare World Cons. Let me know what you guys think of this game concept, and peace out, y'all. Take care.